So, hi guys. Today we are going to analyze the Cambridge IELTS 7. It's about test 1, passage 2, okay? The topic is about making every drop count. So, it has two type of questions here. The first one is about, so if you pay attention here, we have the question of list of headings, which means matching headings, and the next one is about yes, no, not given. So just to make our to make ourselves just comfort, right? Let's just try to begin with yes, no, not given, okay? Because just doing matching headings, maybe somehow we can do some time wasting there, because we need to have to look through like skimming and scanning. Just we could somehow lose time. That's why let's try to begin, just start off by doing a yes, no, not given type of question here, right? Let's try to figure out the keywords about yes, no, not given, okay? The first one is water use per person is higher. So let's just try to highlight the word higher. And where? Industrial world, right? It's about initial world and then ancient Rome. So it's somehow telling that the rate is higher compared to ancient Rome. All right, the next one, facing increasing populations, just possible due to primarily to improve irrigation. So it should be possible just because of irrigation system, right? The next one, modern system imitate those of the ancient Greeks. So ancient Greeks could be a perfect location for us. Just it's a good locator, right? And they are imitating. And industrial growth is increasing overall demand for water. So it's increasing overall demand. The next one, modern technologies have led to a reduction. So as a result of modern technology, they have seen a reduction, right? And in the future, government should maintain ownership. So government should be the key feature in order to maintain the ownership of water infrastructure in the long term, in the future. So let's just try to look into details here, okay? The ancient Rome, yeah, we have a word Roman Empire. That's a good one. Roman Empire is about ancient Rome, right? At the height of Roman Empire, 9 major systems with an innovative layout of pipes and well-built sewers supply the occupants of Rome as much water per person as, wow, that's the keyword, right? As much as means the same amount of something as Roman Empire had and compared to right now. So they have similarity between each other, but here it's talking about higher, but according to the text it's not higher, it's just as much as just industrial today, right? Industrial world have today. So it's no, just actually no. Why? Because it is the opposite to the context. The next one, increasing population, possible due to primarily. Oh, right, increasing population. So let's look for the word increasing population. This is soaring population. Soaring population means increasing, right? Soaring here means increasing, and mainly because of here the synonym to the possible, due to, and here mainly can be a synonym to primarily, right? And that's why I really recommend you to figure out every single keywords just by highlighting them, just to make sure whether we are on the right area, we are on the right line, just to make sure. Okay, food production, we have the word food production here, and feeding, right? Feeding. Improved irrigation system. So it should be possible. Yeah, this is the keyword. It should be possible. So expansion of artificial irrigation system that make possible. Yeah, so it's making possible, right? And our expansion of artificial irrigation system, that's the improved irrigation system, right? All right, that's why it's true. And let's write it down here, 21, in order to figure out the location of the correct answer. It's about 22, and let's write it down. Yes. All right. Oh, sorry guys, some technical problem. And the next one, modern water systems imitate those of the ancient Greek Romans. So they are imitating Greeks. And here we have the keyword Greek and Romans. So let's find out what is happening here. There is a dark side to the picture. Despite our progress, half of the world's population still suffers. They are suffering, right? And with water service inferior to those available to the ancient Greeks and Romans. But where is imitation here? Which means there is no imitation, but this is the correct location. However, we couldn't find, which means not given, because there is no such information here. We didn't have any evidence to prove which is false or which is yes or no. That's why we have to put a not given mark here, because there could be Greeks and Romans, but it doesn't mean modern system are imitating or they are trying a imitation. There is no such information. That's why we have to put a not given mark here. Okay, the next one, industrial growth is increasing the overall demand for water. So it's increasing overall demand. So let's just skim the word overall demand. Demand, overall demand. Yeah, here we have the word demand, overall demand. I think it should be here. Let's figure out. The industrial output, economic productivity has continued to soar. Yeah, soar in developed nations. The rate is withdrawal water from aquifers, rivers and lakes has slowed. In few parts of the world, demand has actually fallen. Yeah, that's the keyword for us. So the demand has actually fallen. So I'm sorry. Let's make it dark, okay? Demand has fallen, but here it's claiming there has been an increase. But here you can read it's talking about a decline, which means no, right? Let's write no. The next one, modern technologies have led to reduction in domestic water consumptions, right? Modern technologies just led to reduction. So let's figure out if there should be a reduction or not. 25. So modern reduction. Modern technologies 25. Domestic water consumption. So water consumption here. There's a word water consumption here. Doubled on average in the USA. Water withdrawals increased tenfold while population quadrupled. But since 1980, amount of water consumed per person has actually Decreased, right? So it's decreased. It has already decreased since 1980, thanks to a range of new technologies, right? Range of new technologies. Here, modern technologies, right? Modern technologies help to conserve water in homes and industry. In 1965, for instance, Japan used approximately 13 million gallons of water to produce 1 million of commercial output. By 1989, this had dropped. So there was a drop here, and water withdrawal have fallen by, right? And here there's a word reduction. So we have a word drop, which means it's 25th evidence. 25th, right? And I think just I don't think, right? There is an evidence. There is an actual evidence here. It has led to a reduction here. Drop, fallen by, range of new technology, right? Consumed per person has actually decreased, which means it's true. Sorry, it's it's not true. My bad. It's yes. In the future, government should maintain ownership. In the future, what is the word future? So we have the word will, which means future, but should maintain ownership. Ownership, where is the word ownership? Ownership. So there is no such word, just no synonym, right? Which means 26, but without an exact evidence. As far as I know, it's not given. All right, the first one is no, yes, not given. No, yes, not given. You know, it's not always that the sequence like no, no, yes, not given, no, yes, not given. So just actually, we shouldn't believe in such sequence like no, 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 yes, not given, no, yes, not given. Just maybe a coincidence, right? All right, let's just get back to the headings, the heading ones, right? So let's try to learn. Scientists call. So scientists are calling. They are maybe claiming. They are asking something, a revision of policy. So they have a disagreement, right, about the policy, and they want a maybe change, political change, right? So they are looking for a political change here. That's why we need to figure out such words, such synonyms just in the text, right? All right, let's try to read just one by one, just beginning with paragraph A. So the paragraph A is about human civilization, history, Roman Empire, right? Maybe it's about description of ancient water supplies, because it's about ancient water supply which had Roman Empire, and description, right? It's describing, it's actually describing. So as towns gradually expanded, water was brought from increasingly remote sources, leading to sophisticated engineering. And Roman Empire had 9 major systems. So it's about an explanation about they had some sort of systems and innovative layout of pipes, you see? So let's try to change the color of the highlighting, okay? And this is this is 14, right? This is 14. Let's write it down here. 14 one. and let's make it blue. And so there has been a technical here, just my bad. So let's write it down I. Okay, let's write it down I here, just without capital one, without capital letter. Okay, so the 14 is about I, and the next one has been done for us. It's 3 and paragraph C. Yet there is a dark side to this picture. Despite our progress, half of the world's population still suffers. So it's about world population suffering, and regarding water service inferior to those available to the ancient Greek and Romans, and preventable water related disease, yeah, that's the word, disease, kill and estimated. So it disease just led to a maybe some kind of pandemic situations, estimated 10,000, oh my god, 10,000 and 20,000 children every day. That was really a pandemic situation. So yeah, it's about relevance to health, right? It's talking about health. So the answer will be number 7. And let's just write it down here, 15. The consequence of water policy. So it's talking about policy. Extend beyond jeopardizing human health. Tens of millions of people have been forced to move from their homes, often with little warning or compensation, to make way for the reservoirs behind dams. More than 20% of all freshwater fish species are now threatened and endangered because dams and water reservoirs have destroyed. Aquifers are being pumped down faster than they are naturally replenished in parts of India, China, USA, elsewhere, and disputes over shared water resources have led to raise local, national, and even international tensions. It looks like a keyword here, right? So disputes here means a so disputes here, it's talking about disagreements. It's here it's a negative word here, right? Of a shared water resource have led to violence. So it's talking about violence continuing to raise local. So it's triggering local people, local national people, or it has even international tensions, because it's talking about 20% of freshwater fish species now threatened. It somehow look like the environmental impact, right? Yeah, it's talking about environmental impact. And let's write it down here, 16, because here endangered, the word endangered means here the species that has been disappearing right now, maybe, right, or on the verge of disappearance, right? The next one. So at the outset of the new millennium, however, the way resource planners think about water is beginning to change. the focus is slowly shifting back to the provision of basic human environmental needs as top priority, ensuring some for all instead of some for more. Some water experts are now demanding, some water experts are now demanding, so they have a demand in terms of existing infrastructure should be used in a smarter way, otherwise there could be some problems, right? Just compare it to, rather than building new facilities, which is increasingly considered the option of last, not first, right? The architecting new facilities should be not first. The existing infrastructure we should use in a smarter way, and that should be our first priority, but it's not. So let's just this is something that scientists, right, expert scientists calling demanding revision of policy, demanding that it should be used a smarter way, but it's not being used a smarter way, right? And that's why they want to change the policy, and that's why it's about 17, right? And the answer would be, oh sorry, as far as I know, I have made a terrible mistake in terms of 14, right? Because I just wanted to I should have written here a 11, because I just did like here, right? So it was some misunderstanding that I was going to write an 11 here, but just mistakenly I wrote just 1, or it was 1, sorry. Just alright, let's just continue our reading, okay? It's about paragraph F. Fortunately, unexpectedly, demand for water is not rising. So demand is not rising as rapidly as some predicted. And in few parts of the world, demand has fallen actually, right? So it's also talking about 18, which means surprising downward trend, right? It's about surprising downward trend. Good. That's a good one here, right? Because here you can see downward. Downward means decreasing. Here is falling here, and here we can see the word not rising. Not rising means falling, declining. There are a number of, several synonyms. So what explains this remarkable? Whenever we are doing a reading, we have to sometimes pay attention to the pronouns, okay? Pronouns refers to the noun or some sort of part of the speech, and here this referring to the demand, right? This referring to demand. Let's just highlight, okay? So what explains this kind of demand, this kind of falling demand here, right? Remarkable, that's the keyword. So it's about explanation, right? We have to figure out, and of course it's a question mark here. which means we should somehow think about what is going on here. So let's just look through. The first one has been done for us. Let's just cross it out. This one has done for us. This one also. So it was a sample, right? And this one. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Right. So let's rethink about it, okay? What explains this remarkable turn of events? So what's going on here? The first one, the two factors. There are two factors. People have figured out how to use water more efficiently. So it's talking about water efficiency, and they have to figure out, right? And communities are rethinking their priorities for water use. So it's about the demand, it's about fallen demand, and it's talking about an explanation, right? Right, G1. So explanation, reduced water use, yeah. So here we can, I think we can say it's an explanation. It's about what reduced, right? Reduced water use. So let's cross it out and write it down here. 2 and 18. So if it's 18, this should be, sorry, there has been a misunderstanding here. So G should be 2, right? And this should be, yeah, this should be 9. It's about demand, right? And the last one. On the other hand, dams, aqueducts, and other kinds of infrastructure will still have to be built, particularly in developing countries where basic human needs, so will still have to be built in the future. And it's about developing countries. It's not about developed but developing countries, right? And where basic human needs have not been met, which means they should improve the condition in the developing countries, right? So, but some projects must be built higher specifications with something, blah, blah, blah. And let's just pay attention here, what words we had. Irrigation system fall in this use. It's not about irrigation. Financial costs. It's not about cost, right? Addressing concern of over increasing. It's not about concern. And need to raise, right? This is the one. It's talking about need to raise. Yeah, sorry. Let's write 19 here. Right. So all in all, wherever or whenever you are doing a reading passages, just you need to have a solid vocabulary in order to know the exact use of the word or words, a couple of words, and of course you need to know the true definitions of these words, because it's about reading, it's about IELTS reading. There always maybe or should be or must be a complicated word or words, joint words or compound words, collocations that can be somehow translated in a hard way. That's why always try to pay attention to your vocabulary. So that's all for today. See you next time. Thank you.